Being forced out of our comfort zone is sometimes what we need for the growth to take place in a new and different direction. The key is to never stop growing and adapting.
There are opportunities for our work and careers everywhere, if you know where to look. That's easier said than done, especially in our fast-paced and constantly changing world. Ann Faremouth is talking to experts, employers, and job seekers to bring you insight and understanding about what's possible. This is Career Can Do, where we're navigating the new work world.
The first step of the Faremouth method is do a self-inventory. When I look inside myself these days, dealing with so many changes in the new work world, the words of Joanne Raptis, a behavioral scientist, comes to mind. She says, be like a tree. Stay grounded, connect with your roots, turn over a new leaf, bend before you break, keep growing. I visited the small island of Malta last year, a country I'm very proud to say is part of my heritage. I found so many references to trees and the tree of life painted on souvenirs, jewelry, leather goods, etc. When I asked a local person on the island why that was, he told me the tree of life is a vital symbol to the people of Malta because it reminds them of how trees regenerate and give hope and strength. Its roots symbolize our origins and our internal strength, which has to be solid and resistant. The trunk is life itself, which spans between the past and a future that is rich in luxuriant leaves and fruits. I reflected back on how my father, who lived on the island of Malta until he was 12, would tell me stories about how this small island was so bombarded and threatened during World War II, but always stayed strong and resilient through it all. In 1964, Malta became a sovereign and independent nation. COVID-19, in some ways, has dropped a metaphorical bomb on the lives of all of us, globally, during the last several months, and disrupted so much of the lives we knew, and especially our work world. The tree of life just might have some deep symbolism and meaning for all of us in these uncertain times. The tree of life commonly represents the interconnectedness of everything in the universe. I love that. It symbolizes togetherness and serves as a reminder that you are never alone or isolated, but that you are connected to the world. The roots of the tree of life dig deep and spread into the earth, thereby accepting nourishment from Mother Earth as it branches reach up into the sky, accepting energy from the sun and the moon. Just how the people of Malta felt during World War II, with their lives torn apart. They found a way to remain strong, and we can too. Trees can weather the toughest of storms, which is why they are such a prominent symbol for strength. The tree of life represents growth, as a tree starts out as a small silicate sapling and grows over a long period of time into a giant, strong tree. Let's take a look at some of the lessons the tree just might be teaching us in the new work world. Number 1, be like a tree. The tree of life symbolizes one's individuality, as trees are all unique, with their branches sprouting at the base. COVID-19 might be teaching us to look deep within at who we are without all the busy go activities we had before. This downtime allows us to honor our unique talents and abilities and nourish them, allowing us to be a better version of ourselves. By expanding those talents, we can make a contribution to our own personal fulfillment and growth for the greater good of our planet. Number 2, stay grounded. No matter how many metaphorical storms, winds, or even hurricanes try to disrupt our vision of our center core, we need to stay grounded. This is the time to focus on allowing the roots of who we are or who we can be to dig deep into the earth of our soul and not be shaken by job losses, salary cuts, working from home, not having the camaraderie of coworkers we had before, etc., etc. The workers who remain grounded through the storms of life will be recognized by bosses, peers, and family as the rocks of strength with their strong determination to stay grounded and persevere, which will serve them well in the future. Number 3, connect with your roots. This might be the opportune time to make the connection to your roots. Those roots might be your own personal validation of who you are and what is important to you. Take the time to learn about your ancestry and heritage. For me, learning more about my ancestral roots has propelled me to try hard to connect with the stories that my loving father always talked about, to honor those qualities, abilities, and strengths. If you have an artistic flair that you've never actualized, pull out that paintbrush, get out those crafting materials, make that special necklace. The roots can be external or internal. The key is to connect with them and honor them for your own well-being, growth, and happiness. Number 4, turn over a new leaf. If you have just lost your job, and I've heard many people lately that have, maybe now is the time to see where else your skill set will lead you. If you've been a buyer, for example, in a retail industry, or a pipe buyer, how can you transfer those skills and refine the keywords on your resume to make you a marketable candidate in a new industry? Look at your transferable skills and how you can package them in an honest and true way to fit the algorithms of today's digital world, to get your resume selected for that interview in a new industry. Turning over a new leaf for you might be to put your career more online than in person these days. If you're someone who has trained in person, how can you change that training platform to be more online with the digital world of the new work world? Number 5, bend before you break. Oh, that's a good one. If what you've been doing for the last 20 years is not in demand in the new work world, bend your idea of what you have done in the past to what you can do in the present and future. No one likes change. It's not what we're used to. If we keep doing, though, what we've been doing and it's not yielding results, we need to bend before we end up hurting ourselves or breaking, causing us physical and emotional harm. Number 6, and this is so important, keep growing. We all need to continue to grow. Sometimes forced growth isn't always so bad. If this pandemic is allowing you to take online classes with other professionals from other countries, think of the expanded awareness and education you're going to be receiving. Being forced out of our comfort zone is sometimes what we need for the growth to take place in a new and different direction. The key is to never stop growing and adapting. We can get so comfortable in a role we've had for so many years that we don't continue to grow. Look at this growth opportunity as a new lease on life to expand who you are and meet new and exciting people who can make your life more fulfilling and enriching. The tree is seen as a sacred symbol with meaning in so many cultures and spiritual philosophies, showing its universal recognition and significance. Every tree begins as a single seed, and when properly nourished, it develops a core strength. Just like Malta, who suffered extreme hardship during World War II, they were able to declare their independence and thrive. With nourishment and perseverance, we can overcome anything. We are more like that tree than we ever thought. You have an opportunity now to let the tree of life symbolize many exciting new things, which will allow you to branch out on your own personal tree of life and grow in ways that you ever could have even imagined. We thank you for tuning in to our Career Can Do podcast. We make no guarantees on results for your particular quest, but we hope you enjoy the information presented. Thank you.